Her presence today here bridges the legacy of our past with the promise of our future, reminding us of the heights our graduates can aspire to achieve. Please join me in warmly welcoming our keynote speaker, Ms. Yasmin Fasih.
Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, the graduates of the Institute of Business Management. It's an honor for me to stand before you today on this very momentous occasion. Today, we celebrate not just the culmination of years of hard work, of perseverance, but also the beginning of a new chapter in your life. First and foremost, let's take a moment to acknowledge the unwavering support of your families and friends whose encouragement and belief in you have been instrumental in your journey. To the faculty and staff of the Institute of Business Management, thank you for your commitment in nurturing and guiding these bright minds. Your efforts have laid the foundation for their future success. Here, I'm reminded of a speech made by a musician, Snoop Dogg. Maybe some of you are familiar with him. And in this speech, he thanks himself for his success. And so I would like that while you are expressing your thanks to the people who have been part of your journey, part of your success so far, take a moment and remember to thank yourself. Thank yourself for your hard work and perseverance. Thank yourself for not giving up when the days were tough. Thank yourself for staying true to yourself. It is a very emotional day for me. Coming here, being part of this ceremony, brings back many memories that I have cherished through my life. At the time when I joined the Institute, the infrastructure was humble compared to what you have today. The space, the facilities were limited in comparison. But what we had back then and what you continue to enjoy today is the care of committed educators. Educators with a passion for building an exemplary educational institution. Educators with a passion for developing the youth, helping them to step out into the world to do great things. And I'm very, very proud to see how far this institute has come. If you ask a graduate from one of the first 2-3 batches who graduated from IoBM, you will hear some very common stories and themes from them all. They will all tell you about how the application forms were given out from a desk which was set up under a tree in a parking lot. They will tell you about the campus that was a set of few rooms refurbished from a broken down structure, and from where a few classrooms were built, a computer laboratory, a library, and a couple of management offices. The canteen that we had started from a corridor in the college premises. And then it developed over the next few months into a cafeteria, a dining space. Maybe a familiar experience for some of you. As students, we had limited pocket money. And one of the treats that we got to enjoy at the campus was a samosa, which sometimes was shared between 3 and 4 students at the same time. And it was enjoyed with a load of ketchup, much beyond what would come with a single samosa. It was because the ketchup was free-flowing. The open and rugged grounds next to the campus became the cricket grounds for our students. And at the risk of sounding ancient, maybe in the words of my children, almost from dinosaur era, I must share that it was at IoBM that I learned to operate a computer for the very first time. I did not have a computer at home till then. Some of my very cherished memories are spending, from my early semesters time, spending hours in the computer laboratory along with my classmates, learning to build complex and dynamic Excel worksheets. And they did seem complex at that time. And while we were working on Excel worksheets, we were simultaneously introduced to systemic thinking, process flows, and concepts around processes. My years before I arrived at Institute of Business Management, school, high school, and then college were all throughout in all-girls institutions. And it was IBM where I, for the first time, studied in a mixed gender space. While I was anxious when I started, the environment that I was welcomed into gave me tremendous confidence, both as a student and then later on as a professional stepping into the work life. The experiences and impressions that I made from that time have stayed with me and have been part of my thought process in addressing diversity and inclusion matters and creating a safe space for all. The sense of security and the sense of safety is a very crucial element when we talk about the learning and conditions of learning. The diversity amongst the students and the inclusivity also reflected in the variety of socioeconomic and cultural mix of the students that we had at College of Business Management. And the safe space meant that we had plenty of fun banter with no malice and no disrespect. So there were many funny moments where we would remind each other of, ये तो पुल के उस पार से हैं और ये इस पार से. Also, it was on the campus where I learned for the first time the term burger bacha. So as educated and aware individuals, and especially as alumni of IoBM, we have a collective responsibility to extend the safe space to everyone around us. While I was at IoBM, I was offered an opportunity to serve as a teaching assistant to one of the lecturers. And that experience not only further deepened my learning of the subject matter, but also many other things that I learned from that experience. Attaining a degree from IoBM is one of the major milestones in your life, and you will go forward and experience many more successes. As you continue to progress, remember that completing your degree is not the culmination of your learning. Learning is lifelong, it is dynamic. Sometimes learning does rely on formal education, like you're having right now. And most times, experiences and observations provide us the very precious insight and awareness we need in order to develop and grow. Philosopher Alvin Toffler says that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Embrace the mindset of a lifelong learner. Remain curious, ask questions, and seek out new experiences. Whether it's through formal education, professional development, or personal exploration, always strive to learn something new. Stay deliberate and stay purposeful in your approach to learning, and reflect regularly. Remember that the most successful individuals are those who never stop learning. When I graduated from IoBM, it was the time of tough economic conditions. Maybe sounds familiar to some. And there were not many new jobs to go around for fresh graduates in particular. As several of my classmates started to sign up on their first jobs, I continued with the process of applying for roles with not a lot of luck initially. One day, I got a call from Mr. Talib Karim, who asked me if I would be interested in working on a project as an intern without any guaranteed stipend. He encouraged me to go for it and see it as a learning and networking opportunity. It was a project run by a well-renowned consultancy of the time, and the project was being done for a multinational organization. It also had graduates from another renowned institution on the team. And the project indeed turned out to be a significant learning experience for me because it translated a lot of the theoretical knowledge that I had learned into practice. And it was during the field work for this project that I met the HR leadership at a leading multinational manufacturing organization, and that meeting eventually developed into my first full-time job. So thank you, Talib Karim, for encouraging me to go for it and guiding me at the time. My career journey is a trail of taking chances that turned into wonderful new opportunities. When I was working with my current employer in their Pakistan operations as head of HR, an overseas assignment was not in my plan for family reasons. But one day, I was approached by my regional manager who asked if I was willing to help the organization by covering another area of the business in addition to my existing scope. At that point in time, there was no talk about a promotion or salary increase or any financial gain. But I took the assignment with much enthusiasm because to me, it presented a learning opportunity. The work required me to shuttle between Karachi and Amman for 4 months. And that experience of covering a set of new countries that I had never worked with before led to my first regional experience and assignment. I urge you to remain open to taking chances and availing opportunities. That is how you'll open doors for yourselves. Taking chances requires action. Apply what you have learned, take risks, and embrace challenges. It may not be successful every single time, but you will learn valuable lessons from the experience. I also credit a big part of my growth and development to my mentors. I've been very blessed with senior professionals and leaders who have guided me over the various stages of my career and have invested in my development. They've given me constructive feedback and shared their wisdom on both professional and personal matters. Their support and guidance has been crucial for me, and I'm forever grateful to them. So I also encourage you to seek mentors and for yourselves early on and benefit from their wisdom, from their guidance to grow in your professional and personal capacity. As you go through the career journey, remember that your greatest competition is not your peer, but yourself. Ernest Hemingway said, "There's nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self." Instead of comparing yourself to the Joes next door, reflect on yourself. Plan and work to be better informed, better skilled, and simply a better version of yourself. As Brené Brown says, stay in your lane. Comparison kills creativity and joy. Improve yourself every day. Your life is unique, and it is uniquely yours. From some of the events that I've shared with you from my career and life, and the words that I've spoken today, if anything, I would like you to remember 3 things. 1, stay lifelong learners. Look for opportunities in everything and take chances. And remember that you are your greatest competition. Graduates, the future is bright and the possibilities are endless for those who are willing to learn, grow, and act. Congratulations once again. May your journey be marked by a purposeful life filled with fulfillment and lifelong learning.